This is a Glassbox Media podcast.
Well, you know, I will say one thing that bothers me. I understand if you are used to living on your own and you're a gentleman and you like to leave the toilet seat up. But when you come to a lady's house,
put that shit down.
Put the shit down.
Well, I say anytime you fuck with something in someone else's house, you put it back the way
it
it
was.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the reverse, I had a bunch of friends who were guys when I was like late teens, early 20s. And when I would go to their house, I'd put the toilet seat back up.
There you go. Exactly.
Because it's
Leave it in their house.
It's their place.
Yeah.
That's the way they like it. That's the way they had it when you came in. Therefore,
convenient.
Yeah, leave it as you found it.
Yeah. Yeah. Because that, I don't know.
Turnabout is fair play.
Yeah. It's the little things where you can kind of see
Well, I feel like it's especially
into someone's psyche.
It's especially worse for women because there's the likelihood of falling in.
In the
Like
middle of the
literally.
night.
Yeah,
Oh
in
my
the middle of the
God,
night,
yeah.
like you go in there, you're half asleep. It's always down. You have no reason to think otherwise.
Exactly.
So you sit down.
And it's that brief moment where you're like,
just like the
happened?
bottom of your ass just
Touches the water a little bit.
That's actually never happened to me. The one time that I did that where someone left the seat up, it was like slow motion. It's like I sat on the edge and I felt that something was wrong, and it was like a slow-mo grab for the wall. Like just before it hit the water. But it is a scary moment.
yeah.
It is. Because it's way cold.
It's cold and like I don't know. I feel like you're going to get some kind of infection.
Oh, you're
And,
definitely going to
you know,
get yeah.
It's that like adrenaline that you get too when you're like,
You're not going back to sleep.
Yes,
after that.
Exactly.
like now my heart rate's up.
Yes.
I feel like I just ran a marathon.
yeah, I don't like that.
Snake.
And I don't know about the rest of you, but like if I wake up in the middle of the night to do anything, I like very actively try and maintain that sleepiness.
Yep.
Like where I'm
work
just like
for it. You're
yes,
like, I'm still asleep.
I'm still sleepy. I'm still sleepy. I'm not opening my eyes all the way.
I've been so tired sometimes that I'll do that in between the snooze button sometimes where I'm like, no, I have 4 minutes left on my snooze, but I really have to pee.
Yep.
I'm going to pee and I'm going to get that fucking 3 minutes.
I've absolutely done. I have honestly. It is my shame as an adult the number of times I have ignored my bladder.
Oh, yeah.
In bed where I'm just like, no, no. Like I understand this is so uncomfortable, but getting up seems worse.
Exactly. Oh my God.
The illusion is shattered. The illusion that I'm going to get any more sleep is shattered the minute I stand up.
But I'm like, I literally stand up and go back to a snooze alarm. I'm like, I'm up. I should stay up and start my day. But
Yeah. This is the difference between having a full-grown cat and a kitten. Because my cat will not allow me to like go back to sleep. In fact, he wakes me up at like 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
He's like, hey.
Playtime, fun time.
Hey. Brekkie?
Yeah.
Can I get that brekkie?
Dylan's not having any of it. He just kind of like turns his head a little bit. That's it.
Yeah.
That's about all the activity.
He's like,
I get.
I'll get up when you get up.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm waiting for Chuck to
ideal.
get to that stage.
Yeah, it's ideal, honestly. Well, guys, I feel like we have very exciting news that we should share
Holy shit.
on this podcast.
Yeah, which is
My worst date.
yeah. I'm
Hi.
Christina.
I'm Keegan.
I'm Cassie.
What's up? We've got some new listeners, I think. So, hi. Welcome.
Yeah.
And the
I
reason...
love the people who've been like reaching out like, I'm on episode 13. What did Christina mean by this?
Yeah.
Oh, you know, like
Shit.
it's so
Are
funny.
you
I've had
serious?
a couple. Yeah,
Oh
lately.
my
Yeah,
God.
it's funny. So fun.
Spoiler alert.
Right.
Still single.
I mean, honestly, like I have been like, don't listen from the first one on. I feel like we'll retain you if you listen from like now and go backwards.
It's just sound quality. The content is there. I feel like we started
etiquette's
strong with
better,
yeah.
too.
Yeah, not talking over each other as much, but
Not quite as much.
not getting as drunk
Well,
as we were in the beginning.
yeah.
Speak for yourself.
I'm having a can of wine. There's 3 glasses in 1 can. So
Wow.
it's intense. I know. I did this the other night and I drank it like it was a
soda?
can
Yeah.
of something like a LaCroix. And I was like, why do I feel so fucked up? And it's because 1 can is like 3 glasses.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So you gotta
I like
sip,
it.
sip.
You got a frugal girl right here, so I like this.
Yeah. And
1 can.
these dark horse ones are not expensive. They're not bad.
Okay. All
They're
right.
worth it.
Well, yeah, we got to say your girls were featured as one of the 10 podcasts that you guys need to listen to in 2019 in Harper's motherfucking Bazaar.
Okay, so yeah, we're not talking like, hey, I have a school newspaper I want to write about. Like Harper's motherfucking Bazaar.
Yeah, so excited.
Dude, I do hair for a living. I've done tons of editorial work. And I jokingly said on my own personal Facebook, I was like, this is not how I thought I would end up in Harper's Bazaar. Like, for sure, I thought, like, work I do. Like,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But I will 100,000% take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I was telling you guys that whenever I got the text from Christina, I was in a Vons. And I'm sure that like the people in the Vons were like, what is she doing? Because I was just like stopped in the middle of an aisle, like looking at, like reading it, responding to you guys. Like I was standing in the same place, like across from the paper towels for like 10 minutes.
They were like, she's really researching.
Yeah, what's happening
Just
right
grab
now?
some bounty and get the fuck out of the way.
And everybody that walks by, you're like, oh my God, look. Oh my God, look.
Oh my God, that's me. That's my face.
Yeah, it was really, really exciting.
Dude, it was completely out of the blue. I had no clue.
Me neither.
That it was
yeah,
happening.
it was really, really cool. I also just want to give a shout out. I really think that if you are thinking about starting a podcast or you need a podcast host, you really definitely want to go to Simplecast because we've had so much support and so much just like
Best experiences.
advice and help along the way. So we really want to give a shout out to Simplecast. I know we have a lot of podcast creators that listen to us. You want to check them out, honestly, because they're just really supportive local company here.
They want you to be successful.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's what it is. That's kind of what sets them apart from a lot of the other like big hosting services.
Yeah.
Is that they are invested in your success.
Yeah.
You know, so we've definitely had a really good experience with them.
And I know that's the reason behind the article, and so we're grateful.
Absolutely.
Super grateful.
I love that it was like included in a list of women podcasts.
Yeah.
And not like super like big blown
right,
up.
because I will
like
say
the same
like
ones you see in every article.
Yeah, sometimes whenever I'm looking for a new podcast and I'll like Google like good podcasts to listen to, every list is the same.
the same.
And it's always ones that I'm like, yeah, I could have figured this out just by going to the chart on Apple Podcasts. Like I
Right.
didn't need an article to tell me this.
Yeah.
So it is nice to feature articles that are like smaller but with
You're like
quality
cereal?
Yeah.
You don't say.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Never heard
Why,
of it.
yes, I
What's
have
that?
heard of My Favorite Murder. Of course I have. You know, like,
Oh my God. Today's episode, Karen did the
I
fucking
know.
Orphan.
Dude,
Mm-hmm.
that we've been talking about on our somebody
Literally
put it
everyone
in.
has
Oh yeah,
been talking
everybody's
about
talking
this
about it.
story.
It was on
It is
Zeitgeist. It was on everything.
Wild.
Yeah, it is. It's a fucking wild story.
well, what do
crazy.
you guys think?
Oh, I'm so torn.
I think she's a con. I think she's an adult.
I'm torn. Initially, I'm so torn. Part of me is like, I feel like, is it possible for a child to mature that quickly, to have their period that soon, to have
Yeah, there are plenty of
those things? I'm like, ooh, that's
But are we sure that that's something that
Possible.
happened, or is it just the parents saying that? Because the
don't
daughter's
know.
gone now, so
But
we don't really
what
know.
They can't
person-
find her.
Yeah, they can't find her.
But what person in there, like, I mean, I'm also inclined to believe that she is a scam artist,
Yeah.
like that she's scammed them, and it was some kind of, because I think some of the verbiage she was using, some of the like, she's Ukrainian, but yet her Ukrainian friend was like, nah, bruh.
Yeah.
You don't even understand what I'm saying. Like,
But like also okay, but I don't know. I can reason away a lot of
Yeah.
that stuff because it's just like one, the language and stuff like that. Again, who do we have proof? Or is it just people saying that that's what she said? Or like that's how she was? Do you know what I mean? Like I need a doctor to tell me. Well, but just because she couldn't understand Ukrainian doesn't necessarily mean she's not from the Ukraine.
Yeah, she was. If she
was
a
came
child,
over as a child,
so
that doesn't
young.
mean that you speak the language.
Yeah.
I don't think so. My dad's first my dad's first language is Spanish, and he was born in Panama, and by the time he was in school, couldn't speak Spanish anymore.
Really?
So yeah,
but he can understand it, right?
Barely. No,
really?
He doesn't speak any or understand any now.
That's wild.
Because a lot of people, when they come to the United States, like I knew my grandma, and like she was like, I did not speak Spanish to him. As soon as we were in the United States, I was like, I want you to be American. So I didn't speak any Spanish to him. And he doesn't speak it now or understand it. And I'm just like, I need more proof, because my friend Kelsey, who, you know, has fostered and worked with a lot of kids and studied a lot of like what trauma does to children.
Sure.
She wrote a really like thoughtful comment on our page about it, and basically saying what trauma can do to the maturity level of children.
Oh, sure.
And like how it can make children mature more quickly.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then how these bone density tests are also very flawed.
Right.
And how like one time it will tell you that she's 22 and one time it will tell you that she's 10. It depends on like where you go.
And
so
also
it's kind of like
given her what it is, like a form of dwarfism.
Yeah,
that she
she's
has
got
too.
yeah, she
like,
has a
who knows
bone density
what that,
disorder.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
So
that's
that
what I
could-
thought too when they were talking about
fuck all kinds of shit up. I mean, I'm inclined to believe that the parents, I
wouldn't
believe
just put
them.
somebody up in
I don't
a child
think,
into an apartment building and say,
I don't
deuces.
think they
Yeah.
would put a child that they think is a child
There's
in an
more
apartment building.
more to
Exactly.
this story.
I think they think she's an adult for sure.
The
I
two
think so,
things
too.
that trigger me, number one, is that no one can get a hold of this kid. Like no one knows
Yeah.
where this person
Girl is, yeah.
Yeah, she's like disappeared. So I'm like, okay, like if she was an actual child, like why is she hiding? Because it feels like she's hiding.
It feels that way, but also again, we're putting I'm not trying to be
lot on,
speculative,
like,
but we're also we're putting a lot of trust in these parents.
Right.
Yeah.
Because what if they did something to her?
Yeah.
And
Well,
then they're
and the
like,
other
I don't
thing
know, she was here when we left.
Is it took five years for them to question. They knew about this 5 years ago. And then
Right.
all of a sudden, these charges and the police are getting involved now. So what triggered them to bring these charges?
I don't know.
Which is really weird.
I am interested to see what develops.
Yeah.
Yeah,
keeping an eye.
and to be, I'm just being contrarian. I'm just
Yeah.
playing like
Yeah,
devil's
no, of
advocate
course.
because to be
You're
honest,
playing me.
I would rather believe that this was like some like orphan situation, like, and this is actually an adult in a child's body
know.
who's like playing
Me
a long
too.
con. Like, I want to believe that because
Yeah.
I'm dramatic.
Yeah.
But part of me is also like, there could be other explanations.
I really hope they didn't leave a 9-year-old in an apartment by herself. That's
Crazy
wild
to me.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I was thinking when people were like, that's the thing, is that she's gone and like a child wouldn't just disappear. And I'm like,
Well,
a 9-year-old
okay.
left on their own might just disappear because they'd be trying to take care of themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
they might just disappear. They'd leave one day and not be able to get home. Like
So
that.
we got to start a thread on our page. Like we need. Well, I know we've already got one going, but I want to keep the conversation. I want to know what other people are thinking, because I listened to the story today and I'd read the article. She had pretty much just done the
Right,
Daily
yeah,
Mail
yeah.
article, and I was just listening to her, and I was like, yeah, I really don't know, but I'm inclined to believe that she is older than a child.
Yeah, and from what I've heard, that if we're to believe the parents, then that would make the most sense. Like,
Yeah.
if she's really using that kind of language, if she's really acting like that, if she really does have pubic hair and have a period, then I would be like, yeah, I'm inclined to believe that this
Yeah.
is not an 8-year-old,
Right.
You know?
Yeah. At least 14, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, although whenever I was in elementary school, a girl I knew got her period.
At 9,
She was 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. That's why I'm saying
It's
like
not
that's not
uncommon, yeah.
unheard of.
Yeah.
It surely isn't. Like that's why like that stuff specifically. I'm like, that's not what's holding me back. It's the
Right.
other things. It's the
Like, how do you do this all day? These kids are exhausted.
Which, although to be honest,
I've
I
said
bet
shit
you-
like that when I was.
and I bet you I've met a precocious child who has said something
Oh,
like
sure.
that before. You know, I
mean-
am like, none of this is like, there's no smoking gun for me that's like, yes, like for
Yeah.
sure,
Yeah.
without a shadow of a doubt, that's a grown up. You know,
Yeah.
like, It's hard. I don't
The
know.
almost killing her shit seems pretty suspect.
Yeah.
Putting
Yeah.
bleach in her coffee.
well,
that
yeah.
seems...
But she could just be a child sociopath.
Also
psychopath.
true.
Have
Yeah.
you guys watched
No,
Child
can't.
of Rage?
Yes.
Haven't done it yet.
Just saying, like,
I know.
ew.
Ugh.
Yeah. That's
I
intense.
mean, she grew up to be normal, but like she did.
in quotes.
She grew up to be like a school teacher or some shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, she tried to kill her parents and her brother.
Yeah. Whew.
So,
anyways.
guys, all right. Have you heard, Christina, specifically you?
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure Cassie's probably heard this on,
Okay.
on the Daily Zeitgeist, but Tinder
Oh.
Oh, no.
is launching a TV series on the app. Isn't that fucking ridiculous?
On the app, who wants to be
No.
on Tinder longer than to match
That's
with
absolutely necessary.
a couple of people and then move
And
the
get
fuck
the fuck
along?
off.
I
Who
don't
is
know, man.
hanging out on Tinder because I want to give you a hug. Like,
Oh,
honestly.
You need a
if
hug.
you're here for funsies to just chat with people, like
Oh.
that's a problem.
I'm here to
Yeah.
make friends.
Oh, so this is
watch TV.
this is an IndieWire article. Watch probably a bad show. Like, let's be honest, it's not
Yeah.
going to be like high class
Watch
talent.
It's
them
not
reach
The
out to us
Crown.
and be like, we would like you guys to do a show for us. And we're like,
We're like,
yep,
absolutely.
Yep, absolutely. We actually were just saying how much we love the idea
we're like
of Tinder TV. It
Christina, go
seems-
back and edit that out. Go. Before they find out. So this is from an IndieWire article. It says Tinder recently wrapped production on a secret TV series, which will launch on the popular dating app as early as October. Set in a pre-apocalyptic world, the series will utilize the app's famous swiping feature as part of a choose-your-own adventure-style narrative. Viewers will swipe left or right depending on which way they want the story to unfold, much like choosing potential matches.
Oh.
That is not my favorite.
I have a
it's
question.
bad.
Kind of interested. Sounds bandersnatchy.
Yeah, they actually talk about Bandersnatch in this article.
Question. I kind of want to see it. I don't necessarily want to sign up for Tinder as a married woman.
Yeah, I'll let you guys like sign into my.
I'm just like, this is real weird though. Like, how about people? Like, it doesn't. The
Well,
platform is V specific.
It's they're going to start producing original content as a way for Tinder to collect more data on users so that it can match people better. So you
Some
will
Black
match.
Mirror shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you will be matched based
Oh my
on like
God.
the choices that you make in this movie game thing.
I don't
essentially.
like that.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. So yeah,
It is Black
users
Mirror-y.
may be matched with other users who make similar narrative decisions while watching the show.
Ugh. Nope. Nope. Nope.
I don't know if I want
that's too. Yeah, it's just too big brothery.
Well,
Feels
all
icky.
of this shit is because I felt the same
Like
way
with
about
Facebook.
Facebook dating. I'm
Right.
just like, all of this stuff is very like mining for information on users so that you can
And
match them. I don't like it.
also like who we are online. It's not that. It's just not a full picture. It's really
Right.
weird.
Mhm.
I just don't like the idea of trying to match people about the way on the way that they interact with their phone or online. It's just different from how people are in real life. I
But
don't
you know, I feel like the argument could be made that maybe you are more yourself, like whenever you aren't being put on for other people. So
Right.
maybe that's the motivation. Is like you're. Like, I think that's the motivation behind the Facebook one, where
Right.
it's just like, we know shit about who you are when you're sitting at home alone.
you really are. You piece
Yeah,
of
yeah,
shit.
you absolute piece of garbage.
You garbage human.
Yes, you bag of potatoes. We know exactly who you are. We know what trash TV you watch.
Yep.
We know what weird Google searches you do.
Yeah.
Listen.
And we will match you based on your
Accordingly.
garbage personality with other
Oh,
people
shit.
of similar garbage.
Yep.
I would never be matched with my husband for as much Real Housewives as I watch. He'd be like, "Are you fucking?"
Oh my
kidding me?"
God. I feel like same. Honestly, like, I feel like if
And
it was
see,
just,
that's exactly
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Yes.
That is exactly what I'm saying is that when you go that route, I think you're missing out. I want to see the mask that you put on. I want to interact with it for like a year. I want us to both be fake
year?
best versions of ourselves
For a
trying
year?
really
a year
hard.
seems like a long time,
That's a
but
long
yes,
time.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe
you
for
know?
at least a
Like
few
a
months.
month.
Yeah, I could go a couple of months. You know, like I want you to act like
Best
you
behavior.
don't need to sit at home and watch soccer all day.
I wanna pretend-
not shots fired at Anthony, because I'm saying also me like we
I want
wouldn't
you to
be
put
matched.
the toilet seat down.
Yes.
We wouldn't be matched either
'Cause that's
based
what
on
adults
like
do.
I'm sitting at home watching beauty YouTubers. All right. Like I would not get matched with somebody who's sitting at home watching soccer games in Spanish. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like it probably not.
But it works.
But it does work.
Oh my
Exactly.
God. Anthony too. Chris too.
Watching soccer games in Spanish.
Spanish.
Oh yeah.
En español.
Yes.
Sí.
And I'm like, every time he turns that on, I'm like, okay, well, that's my
Nap
lullaby
time.
to take a nap real quick. Like,
Yeah.
I don't need to
Exactly.
stay awake
Or
for
watch
this.
YouTube with your earphones in.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, because I do that. I'm
I
notorious.
can't
Or
wait
listen
to
to a
get
podcast.
back to that with somebody, just like
Yeah.
no-socializing on the couch.
Yeah,
doing-
there's something really great about no-socializing together.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like you're watching one thing, but it's okay if I'm also doing something different. I don't have to pretend like I'm real interested in the voice.
Oh,
Yeah,
exactly.
yes. So yeah, take the mask off. I don't think I don't want to have to pretend like I care.
Yeah, I want a few months of like pretense, and then I'm ready. I'm ready for that like comfortable silence and stuff again, where we're like, oh, we don't have to try anymore. But yeah, first few months.
Yes,
Speaking
totally.
of the voice, we should do that for Fuck, Marry, Kill.
Oh, the
Who's
voice,
even
voice
hosting now?
coaches.
John Legend,
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Blake Shelton,
Ooh.
Shelton.
Sheldon.
Sheldon.
Sure, same thing.
Well,
What's his name's not on there this season?
Adam
It's
Levine.
Him and his
Those
fucking cornrows
cornrows.
can get the fuck out. Your hair.
I mean, we
looks
can do it. I
terrible.
was going to save him for the next one, but that's fine.
Oh, he's
No,
the
save him.
traditional one.
I mean, he is on there usually. I think it's a good one. I mean, because
Okay.
it's Kelly and Gwen
Well,
otherwise.
Kelly.
That's kind of the three
Yeah.
guys.
There you go. Let's try
John
it.
Legend,
Uh-huh.
Blake Shelton.
I swear to God, we have done Adam Levine before, but
Adam
I
Levine.
cannot remember when.
You know what?
Maybe.
Okay. I got this.
I know exactly.
Marry
what I'm gonna
John
do.
Legend.
Yes.
Mhm.
Fuck Adam Levine.
Yes, of course.
Make him unbraid that cornrow, but
Oh God,
And
just cut it
just
off while he's sleeping.
Be quiet. Just quiet
Shh.
and just
When you
that
speak,
body
I get angry.
and those tattoos.
Goddamn.
When he did the Super Bowl, I was like, I don't love Maroon 5. I don't even like
Or
Maroon
do
5.
I?
But damn,
We were
I mean,
together for
he-
that, and that's the only thing we
He
cared about.
looked good.
And here's the thing, he fucking knew it, because
He
that's
did.
the only reason you took your shirt off is because you were losing the crowd.
Yeah.
Like we weren't here for it.
no, not at all.
And then you took your shirt off.
Yeah, and then I was like, I don't care what happens now.
I can't hear what you're saying.
And then you gotta kill Blake Sheldon. He is
Absolutely.
he annoys me.
Yes.
he's so annoying.
Do you remember when people put him on the cover as the sexiest man alive?
They
And
were
we
wrong.
like,
His big fucking head. He's got the most
head.
enormous
He
head.
does seem
Looks
very
like a
sweet, though. He does seem like a
bobblehead.
nice guy.
Yeah,
I'd be bored.
Oh, totally
He
bored.
seems like I'd be so bored.
I don't know. Gwen
I
seems
would
happy.
do. Yeah, she does. I
And
would.
he listen. He the fucks he gives about us.
Oh, I know.
He's He's crying into his millions. He doesn't give a fuck at all.
He's
At
like,
all.
oh, these girls from this podcast. Oh, you guys were in Harper's
Oh, you
Bazaar.
hurt my
Oh."
fifis.
My fifis.
But yeah, Christina, I'm gonna have to do the exact same thing. I mean, like I
Who
feel like
doesn't
Adam.
want to be married to John Legend?
Oh,
And he's an
Come
Ohio
on.
boy.
yes.
John Legend is beautiful
He's
and
a
he
national
is
fucking treasure.
socially fucking conscious
Yes.
as fuck. He treats Chrissy Teigen like a queen, and he seems like an awesome dad. He was in a
Yes.
Pampers commercial. I love him. He's great.
Yeah.
John
I
Legend.
will marry him.
John Legend has been on my allowed to cheat with Chris list since I've met Chris, and
Wow.
that was like
years ago.
Years.
But he's amazing. He's been amazing.
Yes, he's been amazing.
Always been on my
Always
list.
been
Yeah.
amazing. He is. I think he's got the EGOT now.
Yeah.
He's fantastic.
Yeah.
I love him. Adam Levine has annoyed me since the early 2000s because I felt like, you know what? And this is how much of like, I wasn't even like a hardcore feminist at the time or anything, but this is how annoying I found it that even like 13-year-old me watched his music videos and was like,
rolled your eyes.
these were all just like plot devices for you to make out with really hot, really tall, skinny
He
models. Like,
makes rock music for women that have live, laugh, love.
Oh, amen.
Oh.
Amen. You are right.
I see it. I see it.
That is exactly, 100% every check he cashes is backed by somebody with an ampersand as a book, like bookends.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Wow.
You are not wrong.
That cuts.
You are
That
definitely.
cuts deep. I'm looking for the lie.
I can't see it.
Where's it at?
Get
Where's
your
it at?
binoculars out.
Can't see it.
You can't see it.
Yeah, I would love to see what his like audience is like at a concert. You know, like it's going to be a lot of people my mom's age, no shade,
Yeah.
who are wearing like very bright tank tops that are cut just like a little too low.
You're going to see a lot of that haircut.
A lot of the
the
chin
Karen.
length.
Yeah.
A lot of the may I speak to the manager.
Susan.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. I as a 41-year-old, I do believe that it is my age group plus that you're right that you're talking about here, and he's
Like it's
hot.
effective. It's fine.
He's hot.
I do not have, I want it to be known, a live, laugh, love.
Yeah. No, you do not.
I don't have an ampersand.
No.
And you don't have a Karen haircut.
I definitely do fucking not. I have goddamn knuckle tattoos and purple hair. Like I'm like the opposite of
live,
that.
laugh, love is not an age.
Oh no,
It's
that's what I'm saying though.
It's
That's
a lifestyle.
That's my
in
point.
you.
I'm
It's
like,
in you.
this is what I was gonna say. Is this
No,
isn't
I
an
know
age
girls
group.
I know girls
This is
my age who are live, laugh, love
exactly.
girls. For
Yes.
sure.
Name
Yes.
of the episode.
Hey, no
Name of the
fucking
episode.
shade.
No
You know,
shade.
you do you. For
Look.
sure. And Adam Levine's making music for you.
Look, I don't think there's anything wrong with being basic. I'm going to go on the record and say, like, look, basic's fine. You can like fall.
You can live.
You can wear boot socks.
You can laugh.
You can wear Uggs.
You can
I'm
love.
happy for you. Go out, live your best life.
Exactly.
You know?
Dude, this fucking basic bitch right here drinks White Claw.
I'm drinking rosé out of a can.
I know. Like, dude, I'm basic too. I got an ampersand in my heart, girls. So don't come at me.
Ampersand in your heart.
It's just branded right on there.
Oh wow.
my God.
Dear. Although, okay, I do have to ask you guys this since we're on the subject of like basic bitches. I can assume, Cassie, that your answer is the same.
Oh, I'm solid.
Okay.
Solid same.
I am willing to throw down over this.
Ooh.
This is a place in which I feel like I am not a basic bitch.
Okay.
And that is, I believe that apple cider is the superior fall spice
Oh yeah.
to pumpkin spice. I will throw down on it.
I, unpopular opinion, like neither because I don't really care for cinnamon.
Oh,
I love the
wow.
smell
There you
of
go.
cinnamon.
I love cinnamon.
I will.
love cinnamon.
I will agree with you. I actually find like scented things, pumpkin spice is just a little too sweet.
A little aggressive.
It's a little too sweet. I
Yeah.
love apple cinnamon.
Yeah,
Agreed.
Me too. I would rather have an apple cider beverage than a pumpkin spice latte any day.
Yeah.
Okay.
I drink neither. Black coffee, please. Thank
I'm
you.
actually
Like my-
waiting
like
for
my
my
soul.
Glade plug-in apple cinnamons to arrive, so I'm in the fall spirit.
I'm
It got
fucking
chilly
ready
today.
for fall. I was walking over here and I was like, "This is lovely."
How do you guys do it, dude?
got
It
bliss.
is LA, and it just is like I just don't get into the fall
Yeah,
mood.
it's hard.
Oh, I do. I do once the weather starts becoming like it is right now, where it's like a little brisk outside.
Right.
Like, and usually when I have more money because I'm working, I will lean in hard and go buy like a scented candle. Like Target had one called Fall Leaves, and I was like, yes.
That sounds delicious. I would get down on that.
yeah. It
It
was
is
great.
hard to get in the quote unquote fall spirit because it isn't like a traditional Eastern U.S.
Yeah,
fall.
the trees
Yeah.
don't really change color.
Yeah.
It's still hot as balls
It's-
during the day.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
today it wasn't. We got a little sprinkle and,
that's
and
true.
it was like cool. But I feel like we get fall in like the winter time. Like that's when
Yes.
our leaves start
Right.
falling and that's our winter.
But I
Or
start wanting
fall.
to lean into it now, even though it's
Yeah.
we had this conversation with our Uber driver a while ago where we were talking to her about like how we want to lean into
Yeah.
fall fashion, but it's like we can't because it's too fucking hot outside.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just like, man, I would really love to start wearing a lot of plaid
What I
and
really
like
love
flannels, but it's too hot.
it's really great because Target and a whole bunch of other places start discounting their sundresses, and we have like 2 more months of being able to wear those. So
go pick you up a new swimsuit because those are on sale.
Yep, exactly.
Have at it.
Well, you guys want to take 5 and then we'll come back with stories?
Yes.
All right.
And we're back.
All right. So I get the first links. I've got the crazy in love this week. We got this through our email. And the title is Worst Dates with the Same Guy. What was I thinking?
Oh, honey. No. How hot was he? Is he really pretty?
Oh, yeah, exactly. She says, hello, ladies. I'm a more recent listener to your podcast and have been trying to work my way through the old episodes before I catch up to the new ones, but I had to send you my worst date story. I actually have forgotten about this until today when something in the episode I was listening to reminded me of this idiot.
Oh, no, she had a repressed memory.
Nice.
Has that ever happened to you where it's
a
life event you just completely forgot about?
Oh,
you're like,
shit.
oh, God.
Yeah.
And
That
just
traumatic
shudder.
thing happened to me.
Yeah. It's a bit long, but hopefully worth it. And some of it was taken from my old blog. So in 2005, I was a young, naive 24-year-old virgin still living with my parents in Cleveland, Ohio, and still holding on to the ideal of no sex before marriage. Aw, Keith.
Bless your heart.
I know. I'm right there with you. Listen, in 2005, so was I.
I had started talking to this hot guy.
There it is.
Oh,
There you go.
There it is.
On Yahoo Personals. Who the fuck remembers that?
Oh my God. Oh
Wow.
my God. That's a thing that never should have existed.
No.
Right?
Oh, but it did.
It did.
Oh, it did. Who was a little older than me. I think like 4 years older. Tall, dark hair, facial hair, tatted, but a bit thin.
I'm sorry. Was he Adam Levine?
He was like, I'm going to live, laugh, love you, girl. We had good conversation and he seemed very smart. He was also a poet and so proud of his one published poem.
Run away.
I already know you gotta get out of here. He even had a vanity plate on his vehicle that was the title of this poem.
No.
Okay.
He is Adam Levine.
Yes. This is Adam Levine's twin brother.
Oh, no.
Oh, dear.
Oh, no.
He's like, I wrote the hook for one Maroon 5 song.
I cannot laugh too hard at this. I am a fucking sucker for a poet. If you write me one poem, I can't. I know, Cassie, it's not your thing.
Me and
but
Cassie are both like,
that is my acoustic guitar.
Well, here's my shame receipt for that because Chris definitely wrote me poems at first when we first met, and I'm like, my face.
Oh, no.
You know.
But everybody's got their one thing where their one cringy thing.
I would rather have an
my cringy
acoustic
thing.
guitar than a
Same.
poem.
I would rather have a poem. That's me.
Oh.
I couldn't do it. I stand alone on this island. I take my shame. I feel like Cersei Lannister right now. Shame. When I was upfront about waiting until marriage, he was all, oh, sex isn't important. And I'm not just looking for sex, which I fell for. Okay, if he was like 4 years older than her, he's a 28-year-old guy.
No, he's absolutely looking for sex.
100%.
He's like, I'm going to take this bitch's virginity.
And I can also say, as somebody who, I wasn't a virgin when I was 24, but like as somebody who did the whole like, I'm going to stay a virgin until I get married thing, there are definitely guys out there who fetishize your virginity and like they want to get with you for that.
Yeah, that's fucking terrible.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's what's happening right now.
That's really terrible.
I don't like it.
Of course, he said all the right things. He and I had been talking for a while and finally decided to hang out at his house. No, correction, his mom's house. Yes, this is dumb of me. She says in all caps. Thankfully, I'm able to tell this story rather than be the story. I snuck out of my parents' house since it was late and my parents were already asleep.
Well, here's the thing.
Sweet baby angel.
I mean, she can't really shame him for living with his parents when she's living with her parents, right?
Yeah, no. And also, I'm like, it's so cute, like sneaking out.
That is cute. At 24.
You shouldn't have
I
to
love
sneak
it.
out at 24.
Yeah.
You just be like, I'm
You're
basically
like-
your roommate. I'll be back later.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Deuces, Mom. I'm out to go on the bang bus. No, you don't say that to your mom
Oh
ever.
my God, please never.
I go to his mom's house. I think I had to call him or something to let him know I was there. I couldn't knock on the door because I couldn't wake up his mom.
Oh,
What community is this? I mean, she said Ohio.
Cleveland.
This is the most teenagery adult situation I've ever
so
heard
fucking
of.
great. I get there, we go into the basement and start watching a movie, just hanging out, talking, getting to know each other. Halfway through the movie, he was all Rico Suave and asked if I wanted to go upstairs to his room to get more comfortable.
Okay.
I said yes. We go up there, get comfortable on his bed, and start fooling around. The topic of sex came up again, and I told him I was waiting until marriage, and he was very respectful of that.
Well, that's good.
Didn't pressure me or anything. Even said that's a special thing, and I respect that.
No, this is going to take a turn. I don't trust him at all.
Sweet. We fool around, make out, have fun. But also he was a terrible kisser.
Ugh.
Red flag always.
I bet you he had Adam Levine's cornrows.
Ew.
After a while, I ended up going home where I had to sneak back in. Me and this guy hung out again another time soon after, but it wasn't the same, and that was that. Fast forward 4 years.
Oh, my.
I want to know if he ghosted or what happened. Anyways, she says, I was on a new dating website. Perhaps it was OkCupid. I'm not really sure, but lo and behold, I have a message from this guy. I forgot what he wrote, but I was like, hey, we hung out a while ago. Kind of funny you messaged me again. He responded with, I thought you looked familiar. I had fun with you. Want to hang out again? This time I was a little more cautious, but wanted to see what was up with this dude.
Yeah, she's 28 now. She's like, sketch.
I've lived a few more years.
Suspect. Yeah.
I was curious since we just faded last time. I want to do a whole episode of verbiage on the slow fade. I think is one of the worst things that you can do to somebody else, but another time. I was running errands and the plan was for him to come over to my place when I got home because why would I want to go to his mom's house again? I had finally moved out of my parents.
I need a I need a moment.
Wait.
Okay.
Wait.
So he
4
is
years has passed.
32.
Yeah.
He's got to be.
living at home.
Yeah.
That's
Still.
woof.
Yeah.
Carry on.
But when I got home and called him, he had already been drinking, so I ended up going to his mom's place.
Oh.
On the phone, he was like, I can't wait to see you again and be romantic. To me, at that time, being romantic is making out, maybe some groping. We went right upstairs when I got there. He gave me a kiss on the lips right when I got there. I wasn't feeling it. We put in the movie. This dude has the exact same MO. Yeah, he hasn't changed anything in 4 years.
Yeah.
Not at all. He's using the same moves.
Why would he?
We start talking, and of course, the topic of sex came up. I told him last time I was still a virgin. He was like, oh, so I took it? No. How many women is this guy sleeping with that he can't remember? He asked about the first one, so I told him it was my first real boyfriend. Then he was like, and the second? And I told him about the guy I had dated for a bit. And then he asked, and the third? And I playfully, flirtily said, no third, and don't you get any ideas? I'm not going to give it up that easy.
Yeah, bro.
Work for it a little, flirt back. And it was like night and day how quick his demeanor changed.
Oh, no.
He was all like, why would you say that? Now the mood is ruined. And I told him I didn't want to feel like I was being used.
Wait, there was a mood?
Yeah.
I missed it.
I'm sorry. On the walk up to from your parents,
what movie did they put in? I'm getting real Zoolander vibes. I feel Zoolander was playing in the background for sure. I told him I didn't want to feel like I was being used. I would feel used to just go over to some guy's house and put out without really even knowing him. He was very calm, but he was pissed. He was like, well, then if nothing's going to happen, I'm just going to go to bed.
Okay, bye.
Yuck. I was dismissed from his house after less than 30 minutes. He barely even walked me out. I got outside and started laughing. Needless to say, I didn't hear from him after that.
Good.
Fast forward 7 years.
Shut your face.
2016.
No.
I'm now on Plenty of Fish.
No.
Girl, get off of
Honey. Okay, so I'm sorry. What we have Yahoo Personals.
Yep.
We have
OkCupid.
OkCupid and now Plenty of Fish.
Yeah.
Girl, come on.
The world has changed so much in 11 years.
Get
but
you a Bumble.
one thing has stayed exactly the same. Guys are fucking terrible online. So are girls. Everyone's terrible
And
online.
also Plenty of Fish has been awful.
Notoriously bad.
Like since I remember people talking about how bad Plenty of Fish was whenever I was like coming out of high
Unless they
school.
want us to do a show for them on Plenty of Fish TV.
In which case they're the best. We've always said that. Stand by it.
We love it. So this is the message. His message is him, a scientist, huh?
Oh.
She goes, we've actually talked before. Him, OMG, awesome. How have you been?
You know what? You know what I'm getting from this? I'm getting that this
Like
town is
goddamn Groundhog
too small.
Day.
This town is too small if you've run into the same person randomly this many times. It's too. I need it to not.
Time to pack bags and move on up to the city. And she goes, yeah, in fact, I even came over to your place and hung out. We had fun, but I'm not the woman for you. Good luck. I tried to be nice. He was a jerk the first time or the last time we hung out. I probably shouldn't have even engaged in conversation. Absolutely true. Block and move on.
Bye.
But I probably would have engaged. Is she a Pisces?
Exactly. He goes, you must have mistaken me with someone else. She goes, it was several years ago. I couldn't ring the doorbell because I would wake someone up and your bedroom was on the second floor. Again, good luck. Well, then he got indignant.
Of course. Here we go.
Wow, ladies do lie. You'd think that if someone from the past wanted to reconnect, you'd welcome it rather than go out into the unknown. I don't remember pushing myself on anyone or doing anything terrible, so whatever reason you have for not wanting to connect must be petty. What the fuck?
Okay.
She goes, being told to leave because I wouldn't have sex with you isn't petty. I tried not to be rude or whatever, but you took it there, and then I blocked him. That's
Good.
almost all of it.
What?
A few months after that. Dude, this town has 3 people in it. I was waiting outside of a movie theater to go into a third date with a new guy. I'm just minding my own business, looking around waiting, and who walks by me? This asshole. I noticed him and quickly busied myself on my phone. So luckily he didn't notice me. When my date got there, he noticed something was up. I was like, oh my God, a blast from the past just walked by me. I had to pretend to be busy on my phone so he wouldn't notice me. Luckily, that didn't scare him off. Now, 3 years later, I'm married to that guy from date number 3.
Yay.
God, that was a saga. My
man.
God.
No, I was just like, oh my God. I'm so glad. In LA, like, I haven't run into anybody
Yeah, thank God.
again.
Cleveland's
knock
a
on
pretty
wood.
big city.
Yeah, that's what I
is.
was thinking. I'm like, isn't Cleveland
must be like a suburb
city?
area.
Like,
Yeah.
You know, what I want to know is 10 years later, was he still hot or not?
Ugh.
Dude, you know how people's personality really
Ruins
changes
it.
your perception
Oh,
of them?
absolutely.
Absolutely. I'm
Absolutely. But I also think 10 years living in your parents, like upstairs,
I
might
wonder
also
if he
make you.
still lives with his parents.
I have questions. I do.
Me too.
Yeah.
You should have stopped
Listen,
him at the theater.
DM us his name so we can Facebook stalk him.
We'll get
Oh my
a
God.
federal catfish
Yeah.
so he knows.
I'm
Yeah.
going to go ahead and put on my FBI cap.
Yep.
Yep.
There we go.
Captain Snoopy Pants, and then Lieutenant looks it up on the case again.
Let's do it.
All right. So this is a story that I got from somebody from Reddit. It starts out, met someone off of a dating site after a week of texting, thought it would be time to meet for drinks. I prefer to meet for just 1 or 2 drinks on the first meeting so you can get a feel for the other person and then decide on if you want a second date or not.
Low commitment.
Yep. Love it.
I like it.
Yeah, absolutely
Perfect.
have to. The first date isn't actually even a date.
Right.
It's a meetup.
It's an interview.
Yeah.
Let
It's
me
an
make sure
interview.
you're not a piece of shit.
Yep.
Where do you stand politically?
Yeah. Actually, I have a list of questions.
What do you have?
If you could not interrupt me while I go through this list.
What do you think about the time-space continuum?
Yeah. That one's mine.
That's yours. Yeah.
Check, please. We're done here. Like,
I was aware that she had kids, so decided to meet at a place that was in between each other. I arrived at the bar and she made it there before me. We met in the parking lot and entered together. It was a little crowded, but we found a spot to sit at the bar. She ordered white wine and I took a vodka tonic. Conversation was going well. Smiles and laughs were shared, and we're moved on to our second drinks. Wow. During our second drink, she began receiving numerous texts and phone calls. She told me it was her kids just wondering where she was because they had gotten home from school. I didn't think much of it at first. She then began to talk about how she disliked marriage. I assumed she had been married before, but we hadn't really discussed this previous relationships. She then proceeds to tell me that she has been married twice. She is divorced from her first husband, but feels the second marriage won't work and is looking for someone else.
Oh,
dear.
Yeah.
So she's still married.
I asked if they were working on separating
Oh,
or divorcing, and she says currently no.
She's an overlapper.
But I'm sure in the future we will be.
Oh dear, she's an overlapper.
wow.
She can't move on to the next one until she has somebody
Lined up.
somebody's got to
Isn't that
put a
fucked
safety
up?
net.
Oh,
out.
it's so
I don't like that.
fucked up.
I hate that. I don't like that at
Yeah.
all.
I quickly finished my second drink and then asked for the check. She seems like she wants to stay longer, but I comment that her kids are waiting for her since they called so much and traffic is going to get bad soon. She lets me know it wasn't her kids, but her husband, wondering where she was. And she had told him that she was out for drinks with the girls. I told her I should get going. Then she invites me to her, quote, burn party on Saturday. Her husband will be out of town. If people are unaware of what a burn party is it's when you burn the stuff of your ex. Needless to say, I did not go to that party that Saturday.
No.
Is that the most fucked? That's fucked up.
I don't like it.
So
Yeah,
wait,
use your words like a big girl and say you're not happy and get the
move
fuck
on.
out.
But
Ugh.
you're going to play.
Wow.
Oh, what a fucked up game.
That's
hate
not
it.
good.
No.
It's not good.
A burn
That's how
party?
you end up on Killer Affairs.
Yeah.
Like you're like,
Oh.
I'm gonna get the fuck out of here before I accidentally get murdered.
Yeah,
in the
exactly.
middle of this couple.
Nobody wants to talk to Keith Morrison tonight.
No.
So
Yeah,
deuces.
so we're gonna just moonwalk right on out of here. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Wow.
Can you
Oh
imagine?
my god.
A
Coming
burn
home
party?
to all your
Nah.
She kind of seems like someone that like keeps that under wraps. So that guy's gonna come home and have no fucking idea.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. This one, the guy I was seeing asked me if I wanted to get together one night. Nothing special. I figured we'd hit a club or just fuck around with his friends per usual. So fine, into my usual goth metal headgear I go. It's been nearly 20 years, I think, and I still remember what I was wearing. Ripped up pleather pants, fishnets, chrome jewelry, and my classy as fuck Cradle of Filth t-shirt. that featured two nuns molesting a naked woman.
Classy.
In my defense, I was 18 and this was the 90s.
Girl. I see it. I see you.
I see you. I feel you. I picked the guy up and he said we needed to stop someplace first and gave me directions to a nice residential neighborhood.
Oh, no.
We pull up to a house, and the first thing I notice is the hearse parked in the drive. Okay, cool. I love hearses. Hate driving them, but damn, they are beautiful. Guy leads me into the house where we are suddenly the focus of a large crowd of very solemn people. Before I could figure out what's going on, my date burst into tears, literally pushed me into the arms of some guy, and ran into a side room where he then threw himself across the body of an elderly woman.
Reschedule the date. I'm just gonna
Wait. She's wearing a shirt with two nuns, and she was taken to a funeral.
Oh my
I just stood there in shock until one of the people explained that my date's grandmother had passed away earlier that day and the family had gathered to say their goodbyes before the mortuary staff took her away. His family looked uncomfortable. The mortuary staff looked like they just wanted to leave already, and I wanted to sink into the earth and disappear.
Oh my god.
One of the uncles handed me a piece of pizza and a soda and brought me out to the backyard to meet the rest of the extended family.
Unnecessary. Unnecessary.
Please don't let me meet more people that might remember this t-shirt.
Oh, dear.
Oh, no.
I think I spent a good 2 hours trying to make small talk with the family while doing my best to cover the front of my shirt with my arms. They were actually very gracious given the circumstances, but it was the most awkward 2 hours of my life. The worst part was that my date had known prior to asking me out that night and didn't bother to warn me.
Yeah, dude.
Oh.
Wow. Reschedule the date.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh my God. Yes. What are you doing? Well, we just need to make a quick stop. My grandma died, so I just need to go.
No big deal.
And you'd be like,
We'll run in
and
here real
drop
quick.
me off. I'm actually going to crab walk home.
Or
Like,
fucking just at bare mins, like leave you in the car. Like,
Yeah.
why the fuck would he let you go inside with all of his family
Nah.
when he sees what you're wearing? Like, oh, so bad.
you know,
So
some
bad.
people are just like really oblivious. They're in their own little bubble, in their own little world. And it's
Ooh, I would want to die. Yeah, zip me right out of my skin.
yeah. Crazy in Love time.
Oh
Yeah, murder notes are out.
Speaking of Keith Morrison,
Oh, goody.
I love him.
So
Dateline.
we should do Dateline Daddies. Sometime. For
Definitely.
Fuck, Marry, Kill.
Oh my God.
Let's never
We've
call
got
them
what?
that
Lester
again.
Hall, Keith Morrison.
Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh.
else?
Who's the other one?
God, I'm sure there are
Those
others.
are the two. Oh,
There is
we could do
one
the
other one who
we could do
is-
the dude face from To Catch a Predator. Chris, what's his name? Chris Harrison. Yeah, those.
Chris
are,
Harrison's the guy from The Bachelor. Do they have the same name?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out. But yeah, Dateline Daddies is definitely coming.
Oh, man.
So I
Zaddies.
hopped on this list. It was like all of the Dateline episodes ever ranked, and I was like, yes,
hello,
please.
here's our perks.
So I got on it, and I found this one, and I thought this is for sure a Crazy in Love. So I don't think that you guys have heard of it.
Okay.
I got
I'm
all
ready.
of this information from a wonderful Dateline program called Body of Evidence. So there you
That
go.
sounds familiar, though.
Did you guys hear? Sorry to time out, but did you guys hear that there's a podcast that's just forensic file episodes?
Yeah. Dateline, too.
Yeah, you can do all of the.
That's amazing. I want in on it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
We're like, yeah, we've been there, done that.
So this takes place in Kensington, California, which is around San Diego. Sean Goff is a youth pastor, and he's very popular. He's gone on missions to like India and all these different places, super involved in the church, and he stumbles across Christian polygamy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Which, if you would like to know more about, you can go to christianpolygamy.com.
Great. I'm so glad they have a website.
Wow.
Whew,
It's-
relieved.
Wild. For real. It's a lot of people believe in it. Apparently, the way that you do it legally is that you marry somebody and then you divorce them. But in order to be really divorced in the eyes of God, you have to do this bill of divorcement. So even though you're divorced legally, you're still married in the church.
So
Sounds
here's,
like a whole bucket
here's,
of dung
here's the
to
thing
me.
that I'm going to say about this.
I had to get this right out of the top.
I got words for this.
Okay.
As long as everyone is a consenting adult, marry as many fucking people as you want. I do not care.
Yeah. Well,
That's
yeah. And
That's all I got to say about that because it just makes me so angry.
the word consenting adults might be
That's my point though.
Yeah.
Because there's a difference between there's some, like polygamy is fine. I don't have a problem with that. What I have a problem with is this very fundamental group of people who are like, oh, but 14-year-olds. I'm going to introduce you to my 14-year-old wife.
Let me consult my notes.
I've got my tea hair on.
Child, my tea hair is on. So Sean Goff married Sheila in 1990. He was her youth pastor. She was a teenager.
That seems
Wait, how
on
old-
the up
what?
and up.
It's very difficult. I actually looked for news articles on this or information about Sheila, even like her maiden name or whatever. Fucking cannot find
Oh, shit.
anything.
She probably changed her name.
So yeah.
Well, and here's the thing. Even if she was technically 18, okay, like, even if we want to go down that path.
Youth pastor.
This is her youth pastor.
Yeah.
So he's already in a position of authority over her. He's in a position of religious authority over her, which, as again, somebody who was pretty religious, those aren't equals.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're
exactly.
taking advantage of a teenager.
Exactly.
100%.
7 years later, he quote unquote married 16-year-old Joy Risker. He was also her youth pastor.
16. So he's using this youth group as a dating site.
Yeah.
That's correct, Cassie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
I'd like you to know he had one kid with Sheila, and he had 2 kids
You
with
mean
Joy.
Sheila was a kid?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
One kid with the kid that he was with.
Yeah.
2 kids with the other kid
I feel
he was
like I
with,
know this story.
and they lived in a 2-bedroom house.
I
Do
hate it.
The math. I tried to figure it out because I was like, okay. I
3
had to read
kids.
that. 3 kids
In one
3
room.
adults
In another room.
Yeah.
I only want to be a sister wife if I can be a sister wife like that show Sister Wives, where we all get our own house.
Yeah.
Oh,
there you
yeah.
go.
Okay.
I'm down with
Yeah.
clowning with that, but
Come visit.
3 adults, 3 children in a 2 fucking bedroom house. I cannot stress enough how much
and-
I
but
dislike that.
A 16-year-old is just like, this is fun. I'm playing
So
house.
it's like 1 adult with 5 kids.
Absolutely. Yeah. Mhm.
Pretty much.
How old was he at this time?
Did not say. He was adult. He looked if you look up pictures of him, if you look up Sean Goff, you're like, oh, yeah,
Well,
Cassie's
that's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
It's-
Put on the
it's-
hold music.
And of
Cassie's
course, it's
looking it up.
spelled Sion.
S-E-A-N, the
Yeah.
proper way, you mean?
Mm-hmm. So he
Don't get me angry on that one.
Cassie's ready to throw down
I
over the
was.
spelling of Sean.
That is how you spell Sean.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, he also married Sharon in 2000 that he met online.
I'm sorry. I
Again, this
don't
is
want to
a-
keep interrupting you, but this man, we have to describe
This
to our
is him?
listeners.
Yep. Oh no. That's
Oh,
not
that's
him.
not him. Oh,
Yeah.
I was about to rip this totally innocent man apart. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Nope. I'll have to pull it up. If you do
Okay, never
Sean,
mind.
if you do Sean Goff,
How do
Joy
you spell
Risker,
Goff?
Goff.
Okay, that's what I did.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
Sean
never
Goff
mind.
Joy.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, it's worse. Oh,
Yes.
it's worse.
Yep.
Oh,
That's
it's
him.
so much worse than I thought.
Yep. He's your youth pastor.
Oh.
So much worse.
Oh.
Now he's living with 3 wives
Okay.
and 3 kids in, again, a 2-bedroom house. I cannot stress that enough.
I don't like that face.
And Sharon is mentally ill, and he continues to try to give her exorcisms. So he is locked in a room with her, making strange noises for 8 months until finally, like, she gets kicked out of the house because Joy and Sheila are like,
This is giving me
No.
chills. Like I'm so freaked out by
this
this
is
story.
so weird.
Don't like it.
This is so fucking weird. I was like, holy shit, Keith Morrison, take me away. Okay, so Sheila was the first wife,
uh-huh.
but she was a homebody, very quiet, super obedient. And like friends of Joy were like, you know, how did the women get along? And they were like, oh, there was like no jealousy. They were fine with it. And they were like, well, wasn't like Joy like jealous of Sheila? And she was like, no, like Joy was the favorite wife because Joy was very outgoing, gregarious.
Fun-loving.
Yeah, she was the public wife. Sheila always stayed at home. So Joy was the one that was going on all these trips, was going on dinner, dancing, that sort of thing. So Joy was the public wife, and Sheila was like the one staying at home with the kids. I don't like
So
any
they
of
have a
this.
babysitter.
Yeah, exactly. They live with the babysitter. And it's so, around 2003. So if she was 16, let's do math here. If she was 16 when they got married in 97, in 2003, then she would be how old? Anyone? Math? That would be 6 years older. So 22.
Yeah.
22 years old. Joy starts to be like, you know what? I want to go to Europe, or maybe I want to go back to school, or I want to travel, or I want to do anything else but live in a 2-bedroom house in
Right.
this weird fucking situation.
6 people.
Yeah, exactly.
They're still living in a 2-bedroom. You got that many adults and you're still living in a 2-bedroom,
right?
That's insane.
Yeah.
Move on up.
Exactly.
It's time.
So she tells friends she's not in love anymore. She wants to go back to school, wants to travel. And in September, she cuts off all contact with her friends, which is very unusual.
Yeah.
So her friends start calling Sean and try to call her and everything like that. They can't reach her. They call Sean, and Sean drops this bombshell. She left me and went to Europe with an old boyfriend.
No.
Okay.
What
No.
old boyfriend? She married you when she was 16.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was
No.
like, okay, so is there an old boyfriend that you had when you were like 15 that if they showed up at 22 and was like, hey, you want to go to Amsterdam and move? Oh, you would? Oh, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was my
like,
first love.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
didn't
not
have
currently, like
a boyfriend
not
at
now.
16. So, I mean.
But at 22, I probably would have. Yeah.
Yeah. So her friends were like, so she just like left her kids
Yeah. No.
and
With
isn't
you,
calling
you
us
psychopath?
back.
Yeah.
This
no.
is really strange. And then the emails to her friends start coming, which I'm.
Why do people do this?
Why do people
Why do they
do this?
ever do this? Every time they do
If
this,
I start
I'm like,
emailing you, I'm dead.
yes, amen.
If you
Period.
start
Oh my
emailing
God.
poems to me, then I really know
Yes.
you're dead.
Oh, I'm certainly dead.
My dearest Christina. No.
no.
You've
yeah,
always been so. I can't even make a
You
fake.
can't
poem.
even fake
No.
a poem email.
No.
But I always feel like this. Like there are so many times, and I feel like we've done many stories where they write letters or they write emails. I think in their mind, they're thinking like, this is going to make it look like the person's still alive. But all it does, I swear to God, if someone sent a letter or a text or an email to my mom, she would be able to tell you if it was
Absolutely.
not me. Like,
Absolutely.
Because
Should we test our parents on this?
honestly, we're going to trade
we're
phones.
gonna trade
All of us are going to trade
text
phones.
my mom right now.
Because if you're trying to say something, first of all, I've done this. You all should too. I've already had the conversation with my mom. Hey, if I disappear, and like cut off all contact, know that it wasn't by choice, because
Right.
I will tell you if I'm like, hey, I'm going off the grid for a while. I'll let you know. Like,
I'm putting that out there too. I
Yeah.
want to publicly state that I will not just disappear without letting
I
anybody
promise
know.
you. Look,
was
there
murder.
are days when I'm like, maybe I could just fall off the planet and go live another life in Australia, but I won't do that. I
No.
will let you guys know if I'm like, I'm gonna go on a break.
I'm going to go to Australia,
Yeah, exactly.
You'll
Just
let us
hang
know.
out with the giant spiders.
and you will not email us.
And I will no. We have phones. I'll text you,
Yeah,
weirdos.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So her friends get these like emails and they're like, why is she so angry? They're like really angry and they're like, this isn't Joy. And so they finally are like, they go to the police and they are lucky because they get a lady cop.
Lady cops.
Lady cop.
Yes. Yeah. Can we pour one out for a lady cop?
I know. Thank God. They're just cops, but this one is a very special lady. Her name is Linda. And Linda's like, okay, that is weird.
Mm-hmm.
So she goes and talks to Sean. Sean's like, she left me for a boyfriend. She's like, okay. She's like, and he's like, she sent me these emails. And she's like,
Interesting.
okay. And so this is weird though, because I'm looking at these cell phone records and nothing has happened on her cell phone since, let me just check, September 19th, 9:36 p.m.
You know,
And her last call was to you.
people who want to kill their wives nowadays, they've got to be so bummed out, because like whenever I told that teacher's pet one where that's basically what it was, where he was just like, oh, she just left, and everybody was like, okay. Because it was like 1981 and like there was no real good way to track it. I
Right.
mean, also they just didn't, but
Yeah.
like nowadays it's just like, if you want to try and get away with killing your wife, good luck to you.
Yeah.
Because there's all this fucking evidence.
Yeah. You will not be able to get
It's a
away with
fucking
it.
paper trail.
And people that think that they can, I'm just like, the level of fucking arrogance on you.
Hubris. Yeah.
Exactly. The audacity.
The audacity. Truly. Know your fucking limits.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't think that like self-examination or analysis is Sean's strong
Clearly.
suit.
He's not a Ravenclaw.
No.
No, he is not.
Not a Hufflepuff either, if I'm honest. I'm thinking, I'm not
Probably a
feeling that
Slytherin.
one. Yeah, I
He
think so.
could also be a Gryffindor. There are some shady Gryffindors out there.
So, okay. She ends up, what you find out later is that she's like, okay, she doesn't play her hand right away. She goes and she talks to Sheila, like at work, and she's like, Sheila, so, like, what's up with this? She's like, I see all of this stuff. And Sheila's like, I don't know. He told me this. We were out of town with the kids that weekend. So she had gone to Santa Barbara that exact weekend. And when she had gotten home, Sean had been like, Joy left. She wasn't happy anymore.
Okay.
And also, she cut herself. So if you could clean up the blood in the bedroom.
This motherfucker couldn't even clean up his own mess.
Exactly. And also there's like a bunch of dirt in the RV. If you could just like sweep that out, that'd be great.
But she totes just walked away on her own.
She totes is fine.
NBD.
It's a lot of blood.
No big deal.
Big cut, but you know.
It happens.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, she just cut the shit out of herself and
in
then
the
just
bedroom
walked away.
where you normally cut yourself.
Yeah.
You know.
In one of the 2 bedrooms. That
She's
we
a
have.
lady. She was being all lady dramatic and cut herself.
So, yeah. The other thing that was really weird about his story, I think the biggest thing that shows how fucking stupid, how annoyingly stupid
Arrogant.
this guy is.
Arrogant.
Is that he kept telling everybody, she's like, oh, she went off to Europe. She doesn't have a fucking passport.
You
Wow.
idiot. Like, why not just say she left town? Why are you making it more complicated? It's like you've never watched an episode of Dateline in your life.
Watched anything.
TV,
I'm like,
ever.
TV. Yeah, there's a billion fucking
You
cop
never
shows.
seen CSI? You never seen Law and Order? Like, the basic. I could have done a better job at 12 than you're doing right now. It's ridiculous.
Oh my God. I was
Honestly,
just
I'm
like,
furious.
are you fucking kidding? So Linda's just like, in her like spiral notebook, like just taking notes like, Jesus Christ. So finally, like the day after Linda goes to talk to Sheila, he walks into a police station. Sean does. It's like October 21st. So it's been like a month. And he walks in. He's like, so I killed Joy Risker.
What?
And they're
Wait.
like, we'll pull you into this
Come again?
interview room.
We'd
And
like
he's like, I killed Joy Risker. I'm not going to tell you anything about it. I'm not going to tell you where her body is. I'm not going to tell you. He's like, I'm not going to talk about it.
Why the
Lawyers
fuck
up.
are you here?
Why are you here? Why?
He confessed to
You
killing her.
fucking idiot.
And then he's like, but they had no body. They have no, like, nothing. So they don't have anything. He's confessed. He says, I killed her, and lawyers up.
I hate this man
So much.
so much. Like to a degree. I am fuming. You know what I actually feel like? I feel like that animation of a thermometer whenever
It's
it's
like
just like boop, 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 and
rising
it explodes
and then
at the
explodes
end.
the top.
That's
Yes.
exactly how I feel
Yes.
on the inside.
I was like, oh my fucking God. So
Do you remember Inside Out? The guy that was angry?
yeah, and the top just blew the fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, the police are pretty much like that too. So it's like, oh my God. But a couple months later, there was a body found, and it was out in the desert, and there was like stones placed about. Oh, like what's that word? It's CAIRN. I don't know how you pronounce it. Karn or Karen?
Karen.
Karen.
That sounds right to me.
Yeah, I think. And it was like this desert cairn, but this guy was like out wandering around. He's like, smells like death. so
Sorry.
yeah,
I didn't
exactly.
want to laugh at that.
Yeah, so
Smells like
smells
death.
like death, and so they go and they find badly decomposed remains.
Oh my God.
Now, this body has had the fingertips cut off, and it's had its jaw completely sawed off, so that all the teeth have been removed. The face is completely mutilated, and the body so badly decomposed that it's very, very difficult at that time to get DNA from. It's a Jane Doe.
God.
They end up finding out her race and that she's a mother and an approximate age, and that's it. So what they do is they end up having somebody do a sketch and like a facial reconstruction and put it up across all the police databases and everything. And somebody hits on it and is like, I think that's our missing like Joy Risker. It's like 5 hours away from where they are. That suspicion is enough for them to spend all the money to do the DNA testing, the really fancy kind. And it is confirmed, excuse me, that body is in fact Joy Risker. So finally, it's been 2 years now. They go to trial with Home Dude. They have the body. This motherfucker and his lawyer claim is self-defense.
I am going to flip.
She came at him
this table
with
over.
a knife. And I'm just like, I don't give a fuck if she came at you with a blowtorch. When you do that, she had 12 stab wounds to the chest.
She doesn't have fingers or a jaw.
Yeah.
Please tell me again how she came at you with a knife.
Yeah.
Okay.
You lived with this person, and that is what you're able to. First of all, if you're able to like kill somebody, that's like next fucking level. But if you're able to do something like that to someone's body, the level of like, and what was fucked up, Sheila had since divorced Sean.
Good for you.
And Sheila came strong for the prosecution because she's like, actually, it was really weird because like a few weeks before I went out of town, he came home with a jigsaw and a shovel and like this whole long list. And the lawyer for the prosecutor's like, so was he like handyman? She's like, no.
Hell no.
Oh,
No.
shit. She's like, nah.
He didn't even sweep up his own dirt.
Yeah,
He's
he didn't
definitely not a
clean
handyman.
up the blood. And also, like, listen, like, I know Sheila must have been in her own. I'm guaranteeing that was a very controlling house.
Oh,
But
clearly.
I'm like, someone cutting themselves and cleaning up a little bit of blood versus someone getting stabbed
Yeah.
12 times and then dismembered. It's like,
Totally. I mean,
You
that
knew
was,
something
It was definitely
was-
a domestic violence situation, though.
Yeah.
Like she'd been living in that house since she was a teenager.
Yeah.
She probably didn't have coping skills to deal with, even if she
Right.
knew on some level that like this is
Also,
fucked.
precedent would say that she could be next.
exactly.
Yeah, maybe don't
Yeah,
cause a scene. Just do as you're
Just
told.
do as you're told.
Cool. Yeah. It sounds
But
like
yeah,
a-
so she
like,
came on strong, man.
what? I understand that this is a segment we do at the end of every episode, so why am I asking this question? But I'm just like, why not just get a divorce? I don't understand. Why did he kill her?
Exactly.
Why? Because he let Sheila get a divorce. I don't
the thing.
understand. What's the
The
problem?
kids?
Here's the kids. The kids. Because Joy wouldn't leave the kids. And Sean, any fucking narcissist or whatever, the kids are his fucking property. And you can leave, but I'm keeping the kids. And Joy's like, no. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
Yeah.
when that comes into play. Now, the fucked up thing is they weren't even married.
That's what I was going to say. They
weren't
weren't even
legally
married,
married.
so she could have just
They
walked
had
away.
a ceremony, but they're not married.
Yeah, she
Shit.
was. She could have. Yeah.
Yeah. So in order to avoid the mess that would be going through the court to figure out any kind of custody situation,
And he probably
or whatever.
knew he wouldn't get it.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like
He
that's
had
really
no.
what came-
Yeah.
But it proved through the trial how long he'd actually been thinking about it, because months and months before, he had been talking with a writer friend of his because he was really interested in writing a screenplay about somebody that watches a lot of forensic files.
Oh, sir, you
and
did not watch
FBI
enough
files
forensic
and
files.
plans a murder.
Oh
and
my-
I'm like,
Honey, it's amateur hour over in their household because I'm like, you didn't watch
Exactly.
enough forensic files.
Exactly.
Clearly. What the fuck are you doing? If there was like a shit ton of like blood and like dirt to
Dirt,
sweep
yeah.
up,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, literally. It's terrible. So, of course, the jury takes all of 2 hours to convict him, and he's sentenced to life in prison, which I'm like, 2 hours. Like,
Jesus.
honestly, they must have been like, the juror number 3 like has got to take a shit, so we'll just like wait until they come out or something. And then they had lunch.
They actually like made their decision within the first like 15 minutes, but they were like, let's make it look a little bit more legit. Let's just hang out here. You guys want to play some fucking like tic-tac-toe or something?
Exactly.
I gotta finish this crochet project real quick.
I'm really stuck on this Sudoku.
Dinner, it's really good here, so let's just hang out here until they feed us, and then we can all go home.
Exactly. No, they said he was like, because he of course had to go on the stand and like testify in his defense, and the jurors were all like, because he was doing the like alligator tears or crocodile tears,
I hate him.
where he was just like, they were like, he kept dabbing at his eyes, but his eyes weren't
like,
wet.
nothing's coming out.
Here's a lesson that is free from me to you, the listener, and that is, if you cannot act, don't try to.
Yeah.
Like, you look way more innocent if you just talk without crying or without putting a lot of like emotion or emotive
Fake
shit
emotion,
into your voice than you do if you fake it, because people can spot that shit right away. It's just like the one that I did where he did the 911 call, and I was just like, okay.
I listened to the thing about Pam today.
Yes.
And
Oh my
they played
God.
her fucking 911 call.
Listen, I'm usually fooled. That is the what in the full fuck.
Fucking wild. That lady is
She's like, oh no, he's trying to come in here. Oh, stop!
I'm
Don't
so
come in.
scared.
Don't come in here. Oh, bang, bang, bang. Oh, don't. I'm gonna have to shoot you.
yeah, exactly. It was
Dude,
so
and the Crazy in Love that I did a couple weeks ago, that's exactly how that was like, he's on the phone with 911 and he's like, I'm gonna have to shoot him. I'm gonna shoot him. Oh, I shot him.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
and
they're
it's
like,
just like,
Wait, did you just shoot him? How'd you do
it's
it?
better if you just don't. Like, don't fake cry. Don't act fake hysterical if you're a
Maybe
bad
don't
actor.
shoot people.
Well, I mean, in
Also
an
that.
ideal world, Cassie, but like, come on.
this isn't utopia.
But I'm just saying, look, clearly he didn't watch enough Law and Order because he didn't
Right.
pick up any acting skills
But when
whatsoever.
Keith Morrison talks to him from jail to close the episode out, which I fucking love when Keith Morrison interviews like guilty people, because he just like,
It's my favorite.
it is the best. He's
best.
so
I love
good.
when any of them do it because they always act a little like, maybe I'm on your side, but I'm so not on your side, like at all.
Like
At
he's
all.
winking at the
Yeah.
camera.
He's
Like,
like,
Let's see what I can get out of this idiot.
I love Keith Morrison. I love his voice so much.
Yeah.
And like just listening to the podcast, whenever he thinks he's got one over, he's like, so your name's Kathy. He's like, it's
the way he talks about stuff.
Have you
Like,
seen? You
okay.
guys have all looked at the Instagram, like Keith Morrison leans on things, right?
No.
Oh my God. There was an Instagram that was just like, it was just pictures of Keith Morrison like leaning on shit. Because in every
How did I not know about
because
this
in every
thing?
episode of Dateline, he's just like
leaning.
leaning on like a cabinet. You
Amazing.
know what I mean? A counter.
Amazing.
Oh my God, I'm
All
so
right, sorry.
following that.
Yeah,
No,
we
but-
derailed you.
No, this is the very end of it. Like, so Keith Morrison is just kind of confronting him, and he still won't like fully like own up to it. And he just said, like, I'm at peace now. I know God forgives me, and
Okay.
you know,
Good for you.
so yeah, he's pretty much like, this is fine. Like, I know where I stand, and I'll when I see Joy in heaven, like,
Oh,
she'll
God.
understand.
I don't think
She'll
she
tase
will.
you
Oh,
when
I
you
don't
see her.
think she will.
and you know, that's a pretty big leap to think that you'd be let in, but you know,
Can you imagine if you were her family and you heard him say that shit? How much would you want to actually rip his face off?
Yeah,
Well,
so
yeah,
much. I want to rip
exactly.
his throat out.
so that is the story of Sean Goff and Joy.
Oh, I hate
Brisker.
it. Thanks,
There
I
you go.
hate it.
Thanks, I hate it.
It was actually, I think it was up there on the list of Dateline episodes.
I mean,
best
I
one.
actually, you did a great job, but I
Thank you.
hate everything about the story itself.
Thank you. Yay.
That's an effective Crazy in Love when you're
Yeah.
like, I want to burn everything to the ground.
Yeah, honestly, for me, it was just, there's just 1,000,000,001 Dateline episodes to choose from. But
Yeah.
for me, the thing that bothered me, there's a lot that bothers me about this story, but I just kept going on. I was like, how did they divide up the house?
You're really,
I'm
really
really
bothered.
This is the
bothered
thing
by
you're
this.
stuck
I
on.
really can't, because
How
I'm
do
just
you?
like,
How are you confused? It's 2 bedrooms. One is an adult bedroom. One is a child's bedroom.
I just don't like that.
Okay, I don't like it either, but I don't know where the confusion
She's
comes
not
in.
willing to
Do
accept
they
it.
all like sleep in the same bed? Like they're. I'm like, why aren't
I'm
there
assuming
more?
like bunk beds and whatnot.
Adult
Is
bunk
it-
No,
bed.
not
is
the
it-
adults. The
is it
adults
like-
sleep in one big bed.
This is like the fucking grandparents on Charlie and the Chocolate
You
Factory.
said- You're
Head
like
to toe.
really.
Head to toe.
You're so confused about it.
Oh no!
I don't like it. Is what I'm saying.
I don't like it either.
I never like to, this is like my first world privilege. Like I never like too many people living in too small a space.
Of course.
I've been there. I've lived like
I had to share a room growing up, and I think that
there was a
has-
span of time whenever I'm the only girl and I have a brother who's 11 months older than me, and there was a span of time when my family had to move into a 3-bedroom, and my brother and I had to share a room, and it was terrible. No offense to him, but I just like hate. I hate like we
Yeah.
were teenagers. I fucking hated that. So
Yeah.
yes, I'm with you on the like what are the logistics? What are the sleeping arrangements? I
And
don't
also,
like it.
Why is there not more information about that? That's like I want to know what the fuck they were doing.
At
At what point then he got
Cassi
then
does
he
not
got,
care.
Then he got a third wife who apparently like had to have an exorcism, and so he like locked the other people out of that room.
No, I
So
mean,
they slept on
I'm,
the couch.
I'm with Cassie. Like, I'm like,
It's
the
not that
adults
weird.
were in the bedroom.
Yeah.
The kids
Shared
were
a
in
bed.
the other bedroom.
Probably bunk beds.
During exorcism, I don't know. Maybe they put her in the bathroom.
She slept. The wives slept in the living room.
Oh my
Because
god!
they clearly didn't
Yeah,
give a
I
shit.
am so not confused by
Yeah.
this.
oh, I'm
No,
I'm
I
so
hate.
not
I'm not
okay with
confused
it.
by it, but
I
I
hate it.
Yeah,
I'm
I
just not
hate
confused
it,
by
but I'm
it.
not
I'm
confused
not
by
confused.
it. Yeah, I think that that's exactly what it was. Or they were already treating the exorcism wife so inhumanely that they made her sleep in weird conditions. I don't know, but I definitely think the adults were in one room and the kids were in another room.
Okay,
And when kids got older, maybe they slept in the living room.
I don't like it.
Yeah, no, it's awful.
No, it's horrible.
It's terrible.
It's not the worst part of the story.
No, but for you it is.
I mean it's
For you,
Clearly.
no. It's just no. It's not the
No.
worst part of the story, but it's
no.
just
The worst part of the story is fucking no fingers and
Oh
holy shit.
yeah, it's the jaw thing that fucked me up.
Yeah, that's fucking wild.
That's
It is the jaw thing
Terrible.
that fucked
That's
me
the
up.
jaw
It's
thing.
it's conjuring images in my mind that I will talk to you guys off mic about. But yes,
Oh.
I don't like that.
I don't like it either.
I don't like
Wow.
it at all. I hate this man, and he looks like a He looks like a pervy.
he looks like
Youth
like a
pastor.
magician. He looks
Yes,
Yes.
he does.
He looks exactly like
yes,
a fucking
he does.
magician.
Like I could see
I
him
met
in a
him
top
at Magic
hat.
Castle.
Yeah.
Oh
Mhm.
no.
Met this
Yeah.
guy at Magic Castle.
He's gonna
for
try
sure.
and pull a quarter out of your ear, and I
Oh.
don't like that.
and I'm gonna be hypnotized and think he's cute because he did that, and I'm like, what? I don't even like
I
magic.
got roofied by a magician.
You
Yeah,
don't
I don't.
like
I don't
magic.
trust them.
I don't.
You don't like it.
Can't be trusted.
What are you guys watching? Reading? I'm reading.
I am watching the 3rd season of 13 Reasons Why because I fucking hate myself. Clearly,
Okay.
because it's not good.
No,
It is not good. The
Yeah.
3rd season is bad.
and you're forcing yourself.
Well, I'm in it now. I might as well see how it ends. But it's
I
not
hate
good.
shows like that.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, I'm fucking in this, and I gotta. That's how I felt about Dexter. I was
Oh,
just like,
and the end of Dexter was horrifying. It was
God.
so bad.
I never finished it.
It was
because
terrible.
It's
It
the
really
worst.
went downhill after.
It's so bad.
I mean, I will go on record and say that I think Dexter's series finale is the worst series finale I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's truly that
Hot
bad.
take.
It's
I think-
that bad.
I can't think of one that's
Worse. Yeah, I can't either. It's truly terrible.
I never watched it, but I
yeah.
also heard this.
But 13 Reasons Why.
6 Feet Under?
I never saw
The
that.
finale, it was really good on that.
Never watched it.
It was really
And I
good.
watched every season until like the last 2 episodes. I didn't
the
watch.
finale is
I don't know what's wrong with me.
finale is really good on that
Okay.
one. Yeah.
So if anyone's wondering if they're like, hey, I watched the first 2 seasons of 13 Reasons Why, maybe I should commit to the 3rd. You don't need to. Don't do it.
I finished Country Music by
Oh,
Ken Burns. So
good.
good. Cried like a fucking child at the last episode. Oh my God, man. They went into the whole like Johnny Cash thing when he hooked up with Rick Rubin and really, just like,
You're about to cry right now.
I know.
I can't. Old men crying,
Oh,
instant tears for me.
yeah.
There's something like really Just like,
I saw my great grandfather cry when he was like 91.
Nope.
And I was like,
don't like that.
Oh, my heart.
yeah.
My achy breaky heart.
My achy broken heart. Yeah.
Yeah. But I definitely recommend it. I mean, I'd watch Ken Burns do anything. He could do one on the phone book and make it entertaining. So, definitely. I don't love country music is what I thought going into it. And then I was like, oh, I know every song. So I guess
What does that say about me?
I guess I love country music and eat my words. And it was a great program. So there you go. What about you?
I am reading a book. I just started it not that like today actually. And it's actually pretty good. It's a trash novel.
Nice.
So that's
Not mad at it.
this is what I come here for is to
Go
share the trashiest novels.
For it.
Already pretty good.
Nice.
Already pretty hot. It's
Spicy?
it's called Overnight Wife.
That just makes me think of Overnight Oats. I'm sorry. I'm like,
Yep. It's Overnight Oats. It's by Penny Wilder. Wilder is W-Y.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah. It's actually pretty good. It is spicy.
No, muy
It is,
caliente.
yeah. It's definitely got the like, oh.
ooh, that's where we're going. I
It's
like
good.
it.
It's good. So far, so good.
All right.
I mean,
cool.
it's nothing if not predictable, but it is good.
Yeah.
so far.
Yeah. Well, the last rec that you had was two thumbs. So
Did you do both of them?
yeah.
Both good, right?
Yeah.
I was just getting in the mood. I was listening to Boobies and Newbies, and I was like, I want to read
I
some
love
trash
her.
novel.
I do too.
Well, if you've got stories, recommendations, you just want to reach out.
Please send us your stories.
Yes.
We want them. We want to read them.
We want to read them. We want to laugh with you because that's how we're making it through. I mean, that's how I'm making it through the dating experience is knowing that I'm not alone out there. So share your stories. Go to myworstdatepodcast.com. You can also join our Patreon there. We've got really fun merch. We've got lots of fun new levels coming your way. And yeah, you can also join our secret Facebook group where we share lots of really wild stuff under the radar. So that's about it for this week. Thank you so much for listening. We love you guys.
Cheers.
Hi, we're Eliza, Allison, and Carlin, and we're the hosts of Resolved Mysteries podcast. Our podcast follows the 80s and 90s television show Unsolved Mysteries, hosted by Robert Stack. We have a love for true crime and the unsolved.
If you don't remember Unsolved Mysteries, we forgive you, but you don't have to know to get into our show. If you like true crime stuff, ghost stuff, alien stuff, or just stories about weird shit like Bigfoot, this is your podcast.
The stories we cover range from totally ridiculous to truly heartbreaking. We do detailed research on all of the segments that Unsolved Mysteries aired, then drink some wine and give you the latest updates on every case. We talk about stories that will leave you laughing, crying, and occasionally outraged. Resolved Mysteries podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, or wherever you get your favorite pods. Join us and perhaps you may be able to help solve a mystery.
This is a Glass Box Media podcast.